Welcome, everyone, to the Better Love Movement podcast, where you will finally learn how to intentionally do dating and relationships right. My name is Anita Stoudmeyer, and I'm a licensed professional therapist and your personal love mentor. I've worked with thousands of singles and couples, giving them the skills needed to attract and keep the amazing love they desire. It's my heart's work to help people to get the skills needed to not only become the very best versions of themselves, but to help them grow and evolve emotionally and relationally. You can absolutely have the romantic relationship of your dreams. Come and let me show you how. Hello, everyone, and welcome back again to the Better Love Movement podcast. My name is Anita Stoudmeyer, and I am a licensed professional therapist and love mentor, love advocate for all of my feminine energy ladies out there. And there are lots of gentlemen who I found out listen to the podcast too. So, hey, listen in and get some tools and some information. I'm sure there's something here that can benefit you as well. So I decided, at the urging of a client of mine who is in a marriage, to do a series of couples-only podcasts, because there are a lot of ladies out there who are currently in relationships, and they wanted some help and some instruction on dealing with certain issues and problems within their relationship. So I thought, okay, I have not done that yet. And we are at episode number 95. So I guess, we're going to make the next few episodes geared toward my ladies who are in relationships, in marriages, or dating someone exclusively, or are committed to someone, living with someone. We're going to make the next few episodes about you all. A lot of the content that I give you can be used by ladies who are single or coupled, but I'm going to be really specific over the next few episodes because I've got some great questions regarding relationships, regarding marriages that people are in, and some questions that they have about some issues that have cropped up. So I thought, okay, wonderful. I look forward to getting you all's emails or your DMs or your direct messages. If you have questions, I love it, love it, love it. So please keep sending them. You may email me at info@betterlovemovement.com or hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. I love answering your questions. So let's get into this week's episode. It is episode number 95. It is entitled Couples Only, Prioritize Your Partner. So I was speaking with a client of mine who is in a marriage, and I believe they've been married about 5 years. And she was talking to me about, both of them having very busy schedules, and they also have a 1-year-old son. They both have very demanding jobs, and, they have all these extracurricular activities, just a lot going on. I have another couple, kind of the same. Their kids are a little older, so their kids are in sports. They have stuff going on. They have all these activities going on, and they continue to talk to me about how they are losing their spark as a couple. They're losing their connection as a couple. They think they work together great as a family unit. They think that, everything's going great, like just with life or with work. But as a couple, they're really starting to lose their spark and their spice. They're starting to lose that romantic or intimate edge that they have with each other. And so my advice to them, just like I'm about to tell you, is you have to prioritize your partner. That is so, so important. And I always found the psychology behind the idea that, the closest relationship we have, the closest person to us, oftentimes gets treated the worst. I'm trying to figure out why that is. Why would you mistreat the one person, your spouse or your partner, who's supposed to be the closest person to you? It's like you treat them the worst. You treat everyone else better than them. You meet everyone else's needs except for them, right? I don't understand that. So one thing I know for sure is that if we're going to keep relationships healthy, if your marriage is going to remain healthy and strong, you have to prioritize the partner and your relationship. So that means just like how you have appointments throughout the week, you're going to make appointments with your partner. So I am a Gottman certified 7 Principles for Making Your Marriage Work trainer or facilitator of that marital workshop. And unfortunately, due to COVID, we have not been able to have the workshop for many months now. I think it's been 7 months. And Gottman has this 6 hours a week. So it's like the magic 6 hours is what he calls it. And it's basically the amount of time necessary to keep the bond strong between husband and wife. 6 hours, 6 hours a week. And I don't have this information right in front of me, but I'm going to take an educated guess. I think there are like 168 hours in a week. And if you just dedicate 6 hours of that week to your partner, you have the ability to keep your relationship strong and intact and spicy and full of spark and love and intimacy. Now, here's the thing I want to tell you. I don't want to sell you a fantasy because there is not one. That feeling you feel at the beginning of your relationship with your partner, and it can last anywhere from, days to weeks to up to, I think, like a year or two. That feeling is not meant to last. Like that butterfly feeling or that adrenaline rush, that whole feeling is just like if you were to try a new drug. Yeah, it's going to hit different the first time you use it, maybe the first few times you use it. But the reason why people develop a tolerance to drugs is because if they continue to use it over time, that it doesn't have that same dopamine effect on your brain. That's why people either go to something harder or they use more of the drug. And I'm not asking you to do that with your partner, but I am asking you to accept the fact that it's not going to feel the same as in the beginning. That's okay. I want to grow you up and mature you to the point where true, genuine, deep, abiding love is comfortable more than anything. It is an incredibly comfortable, secure feeling. So it is not an edge of your seat roller coaster ride feeling. It is not a butterflies in your stomach, rose petals, champagne feeling. It is this feels amazing. I'm so lucky. Is that feeling, okay? It's the sitting on the couch and cuddled up next to each other, binge watching a show or talking or reading a book together and talking about each chapter every week. Is that feeling, right? It's not immediately going to feel sexy or hot. Like you'll have those moments. Those moments will come back when grandma and grandpa have your kids for the weekend. Hopefully those moments come back when you go away together, when you're out on a date. Hopefully you can get it in while you're in the car. But on average, all day, every day, you're not going to have that feeling. And that's okay. Like I personally love the second and third stage of the relationship. Like the first stage to me is annoying. It's like, it's nerve wracking. It's annoying. I can't get as much done because I can't focus. Like that's not my favorite part. I know it is a lot of people's favorite part, but it's not mine. I like the second and the third stage where, just let it all out. Not all of it out, but relaxed, comfortable, safe, secure. Oh, that's my favorite part of the relationship. And that's usually like a stage 2, stage 3. And even better, once you're fully committed and you're married. Yeah, that's my stage. That's a good stage for me. And again, with the random hot moments, the random spicy moments, the fun moments, the adventure moments, the laughing moments. Yeah, I need all of that. But you're usually going to find that in like a stage 3, stage 4. You're not going to find that in the front part of the relationship. It's going to be more of the, butterflies and I can talk to you all night and, I drop everything to see you. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that part because like I said, I have a full, rich life and I want to maintain that. I don't want to lose my businesses or, my kids haven't seen me in weeks because, this new love, like, no, not interested in that. I understand people go through it. But it's really that second, third, fourth stage. That's the good stuff. That's the comfortable, safe, I can just, exhale stage. Man, that feels good. It just feels amazing. But that stage is not going to feel, hot all the time. So understand that, okay? Back to prioritizing your partner. See, I can just get off track. So 6 hours a week. a little bit each day. This is how this works. So when you hear 6 hours a week, it sounds like a lot if you're thinking about doing it all in one day, or maybe even split over 2 days. 3 hours? You want me to spend 3 hours with just me and my partner? Okay, no, this is over a 7-day period. And I don't have Gottman's book in front of me, but I'm going to go off the dome here. But part of that includes just daily acknowledgement, daily complimenting, giving a good solid stroke of your partner, having a ritual when you leave them, having a ritual when you come back together, a 6-second kiss. That should be happening every day. So not a peck, not that. A real, lips touching for 6 seconds. You can open your mouth if you can get away with it, all of that in front of your kids. But you are just getting reconnected, rebonded every single day. You're feeling good about each other every single day. You're feeling complimented by each other every single day. That would feel amazing. If 7 days a week, you got some good compliments, or, if your partner told you something good, wouldn't that be amazing every single day? But yes, it takes literally 2 to 5 minutes, not even, for you to just compliment your partner, acknowledge your partner, acknowledge what's going on in their world, acknowledge their struggles, or, just see how they're really doing. So that's a part of it. And then the weekly date is a part of it. And remember, don't get caught up in the term date. It doesn't have to be out. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be at night. But it is a weekly, what I call couples connection time that you're going to have with each other, where it's just you and your partner, not your kids, not your friends. You're not double dating, just you and your partner. And here's the thing. You're not talking about work. You're not talking about the kids. You're not talking about the problems, the bills. You can only talk about things that are fun, things that are light, things that are funny. You can talk about, anything interesting or fun or positive that you're doing, or you can have a philosophical conversation about something you've always, thought about or want their opinion on. But that's what that time is for. You can do an activity together, or you can be sitting next to each other and watching something, but conversing about it. You can have a meal together. I personally love to work in the yard. So that's a wonderful, couples connection time for me and my partner to do. Is I love working in the yard outside in my garden, or just making my outside look beautiful. I just love that. Taking walks, riding bikes, watching movies or shows. I love studying books together, or reading books together and talking about them. All those things make me feel amazing. So come up with whatever your couples connection time is, but you're to do that at least once a week. So there are no kids, there are no friends, there's no family. You either get a sitter, you get a family member. You may do it at night when your kids are asleep. Get creative. There is no excuse for this not happening. I mean, I had 3 children under 3, but when they all went to sleep, I said 30 minutes, 30 minutes, we can watch a show together and talk about it. It's something. So if you're in a time where, your kids are really little, or whatever the case may be, you got to be really creative about this. Sometimes you can get off a little early and have your kids, you don't have to pick up your kids from daycare till 6. You get off at 5. You and your partner can meet each other, have, ice cream together, or coffee, or whatever, but you got to get creative for this to make it happen. But you can do it. You can do it. Okay. So you got that. Then you have the talk that you're going to have every single week. This is my favorite thing ever. And for some reason, people hate this. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Maybe because I'm just a proactive person. I want to have a talk every week about the state of affairs in our relationship. I want to talk about what's working. I want to talk about what isn't working. I want to talk about what I'm doing great. I want to talk about what I suck at. I want to talk about this every week. It doesn't have to be exhaustive, but for 30, 45 minutes a week, I want to update. I want to see what's going on. I want to see how I can improve. I want to see what I'm doing well. I love that. I love that. And I know a lot of people, they don't love that. They see that as stressful. Even the couples that I coach or that I counsel, they just, for some reason, cannot commit to doing that. And I think it's because they don't like it. And, I guess so. I love it. I love doing that once a week. I love growing and just trying to be better and having a healthy, loving relationship. So, but a lot of people don't. But that is something that's really, really necessary, is you've got to come together once a week and you've got to have hard conversations, or you've got to, assess how you all are doing. And it's specifically that. How are we doing? How are you doing? Here's how I'm doing. This is something that happened over the course of a week that was frustrating to me about us. And this is something that happened that was really great. You can give a little good and a little bad, but every week you're having that discussion. And like I said, some weeks it may be really short because the week was great. We felt connected. We felt strong and loved. And then other weeks it may be a little longer if something happens. So, but every single week you're doing that. You're checking in on each other. You're making love at least once a week. I think that's really important. You are building a strong oxytocin bond every single week, and you are making love to each other. And if you're not able to have intercourse, you may do other things, okay? You may kiss and do some heavy petting or anything else that you want to do if you're not able to have intercourse. But you need that to build that strong oxytocin bond between the two of you. When you are not making love or being sexual with each other, that person turns into any other man or woman that you're not in a relationship with, that you're not married to. And that's, to me, one of the ways that marriage is different, that relationships are different, is that I am sexual with this person. I am sensual and sexual with this person. As well as other reasons, okay? So 6 hours a week, it really isn't that long, it really isn't that much, but it is required to really have a truly healthy, strong, vibrant relationship and marriage. And if the two of you could commit to that, if you could schedule this time, or if you could be very mindful of having this time once a week, every day, for the, telling someone goodbye, greeting them when they come back, and all of that, and just complimenting. If you could be mindful of this, trust me, you'll be so, so glad that you did. It really, really does help. But this is what prioritizing your partner is about, and prioritizing the relationship. It's saying that, when all this other stuff that we're doing comes and goes, because it will, right? Kids' soccer practice comes and goes. Your kids being little, that'll come and go. Them, being in the band will come and go. And your kids will come and go. They're going to grow up and they're going to go off to college and go and live their own lives. And certain jobs will come and go. If you have sickness, that hopefully will come and go and you'll get better. All these things, that happen to us over the course of our life, businesses and everything else you're doing, all your social stuff, that stuff will come and go. But if you are married to your husband, to your wife, the intention is that be forever till one of you dies. And here's the thing that I have to remind my couples of this, is that if you are a couple and you come to me for therapy or for coaching, and too much time has gone by, I fire you. If you are still struggling, if you are still toxic to each other, if you are still exhibiting behaviors that are incredibly negative, I fire you. Because I'm not in the business of keeping toxic, unhealthy, damaging relationships together. I'm not interested in that at all. I'm interested in people being with someone they chose, that they love, that they really care about, and that being the most amazing relationship of their life, that being a wonderful ride into forever. That's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in people staying together for the children, or, staying together for money, or whatever the case may be. I'm not interested in that. I've been able to make the decision to leave a marriage that was incredibly toxic. I had small children, very small children. I left that marriage broke with nothing, with no money. What I'm not going to do is have the one relationship that should be the closest relationship to me. This is my person. This is home. This is comfort for me and safety. And that be a nightmare. I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to encourage anyone else to do it. And here's the thing I want to tell you. As a person of faith, I am not going to, at first glance, ever tell anyone to leave their marriage, because that's not my role, that's not my place. But I am going to have you critically think about the joy, the happiness or lack thereof, the lack of compatibility, the toxicity. I'm going to have you assess all of that in your marriage and in your relationship. And I don't believe that God intended for you to live in that until you die. There are reasons for separation for sure, and divorce. I don't believe God intended for you to be incredibly unhappy, to be in danger, to be emotionally abused, verbally abused, your children to live in this toxic, mess of a marriage. No, I don't. And so I don't advocate for that. I advocate for relationships getting 1,000 times better, or even a little better, or you all need to make a tough decision. That's it. Like, I don't do the whole, just stay together until the kids get older, or, just tolerate it, just sleep in separate rooms. No, I don't believe that is God's plan for your marriage, and it certainly isn't mine. I want you to be happy and healthy in your relationship. I want you to feel, ladies, number one, I want you to feel safe. That's the number one thing you should feel, safe emotionally. I can talk about whatever without the relationship blowing up. I can talk freely without the threat of the relationship ending. I can talk freely without the threat of being harmed, okay, or being belittled. I feel safe emotionally to express my thoughts and feelings in a way that is mature and kind, right? I feel safe physically, that I will not be touched in anger by my partner. I feel safe financially, that my partner is not stealing from me or using money that was meant for something else for his frivolous purpose. I feel safe sexually, that I'm not being forced or made to do anything sexually that I don't feel comfortable doing. And I'm not ridiculed if I don't do it, or I'm not cheated on. Whew. No, yeah, that's no safety. If you are being actively cheated on, you are not safe. You are not safe, in my opinion, physically, sexually. You're not safe, right? I feel safe spiritually. I am able to express my faith in a way that feels good to me, and I'm not ridiculed for that. I'm not put down. I'm not challenged for that. But you should feel safe. You should feel safe. That's the number one thing that you should feel in your relationship and in your marriage. And we've got to assess it. If you ever say to me, well, I don't say certain things. Okay, well, now we have to assess what's going on, because that's the number one thing you should feel in your relationship is safe. You should feel safe. Okay? You should be the girl. You are the girl in your relationship. You are the feminine energy woman. And so, ladies, if you feel exhausted, overwhelmed, worn out, you're doing everything. You're working outside of the home and you're coming home and doing everything there too. That's a problem. That's a problem. You're not the girl. You're not allowed to be the girl because you're playing both parts. Dare I say it, you're playing more of the man's part than the woman's part. That has to be assessed. And I don't know if it's by your own hand, because sometimes it is. Ladies will come to me with that complaint and we find out they're doing too much. Their man wants to help them and they deny him that help. So we got to check that. Is it you or is it him? Okay. You are happy. You are happy. You are happy with your life. You're happy with your choice in a partner. And I'm not saying all the time, 24/7, but for the most part, you feel good about the choice that you made. You feel happy. You feel very content. And that's really, really important for your relationship. And there's a friendship there with your husband. I don't believe in being best friends. That has been a running, my colleagues and I, some of my therapist friends and I, we're split right down the middle on the idea of should you be your partner's best friend? Should you be your husband or wife's best friend? I vote no. I vote no to that my husband is a friend, but he's not my best friend. I think there's a conflict of interest there, because there are things that I would tell my best friend that I would never tell my husband. And that's simply because I'm kind. That's simply because I'm mysterious as a woman. I'm never going to be that comfortable with my husband in the sense of he's going to see me shave my bikini area. He's going to see me pluck my chin hairs or wax. No, that's never going to use the bathroom. Call me, a prude, call me uptight, but those are not things I want any man to see me do. That's my personal business. That's my personal time in the bathroom. That's me remaining a mystery. That's who I am. And yes, I do encourage ladies to be that way, because I think that once you pull back that veil and they know everything and can see everything, you lose a certain amount of mystery and excitement to you. So no, my husband's not my best friend. He's a friend. We're friendly, and we definitely share fun times and share jokes and laughs and all of that. And we talk as friends, but is he my best friend? No, I have no interest in that. So, but yes, your partner is a friend, and he should be, and you should be one to him. But again, think about it, ladies. Are there certain things you want your husband saying to you that he would say to a best friend? Probably not. So just be mindful of that. But what's most important about this episode is that if this is the person you chose and the person who's closest to you, so remember, what separates him from every other man is you're sleeping with him, you're being sexual and sensual with him, right? So this is the closest person to you. This person is experiencing you on all different levels, including sexually and sensually. And so I want you to put this person as a priority in your life. Okay, this is especially if this is your husband. This is your husband. He should be a priority in your life, and above your girlfriends, above, your mom and your dad. You know what the Bible says, you're going to leave your mother and your father and you're going to cling to your spouse. I agree. And you all are going to do the race to the back of the line. And as long as you are equally yoked with someone who believes that too, that's the most important thing, is that they believe in racing to the back of the line and you believe in racing to the back of the line. You're going to do things for each other to please each other and to show love for each other and care for each other. You do that for each other. Okay, but he's the guy, he's the man, you're the girl. He's going to probably make sacrifices that you may not, and that's okay. That's how it should be, I believe. He's the leader. That's God's place for the man, is that he covers you and your children, right? So yeah, he's going to make sacrifices you may not make, and that's okay. Okay. So please, ladies, if you're out there and you're coupled or you're married, you're in a relationship, you're living with someone, please prioritize your partner and encourage that he do the same with you, that you all be a priority to each other. Because if not, if you're doing everything else and then, giving your partner the leftovers, I mean, to me, they're less than a roommate. They're less than a friend. And this person should be your person. So simple to do, so easy and so simple to do. It does require mindfulness, which means we have to do it intentionally. We have to do it on purpose. So just like, and I believe, so here's the funny thing about that. Yes, I believe initially when you're learning this skill or this tool, you have to be mindful, but we can set it up so that it's habit. It can become a habit. And then guess what? It's not going to be that hard. You don't have to be quote unquote mindful, because it's just something you do every day. So it's just like you get up, you go to the bathroom in the morning, you brush your teeth or wash your face or whatever your routine is. Nobody has to tell you to do that. You just do that. I want you to prioritize your partner in that same way. Giving compliments every day, telling them you're proud of them, they look great, smell great. Oh, I'm so blessed to be with you, whatever. You can make a habit of that. Just like some of you make a habit of criticizing. Just like some of you make a habit of moaning or complaining. You can actually make a habit of acknowledging in a positive way and being sweet and being kind and touching. That's another thing. That's one that I struggle with, ladies. I struggle with intentionally touching my partner, but now I'm trying to just make a habit of it. Like just that careful, that kind, gentle touch, or that hand, just on him. That is magic. If you do that every single day, that's magic. Let me tell you, men love that. And it doesn't have to be a sexual touch, just a back of the neck or on the arm, or just something about that touch of your man when he walks by. They love that. Add a little bit of that, but get into the habit of doing it. That's something that I know I need to work on, is just getting in the habit of doing that. So yes, these are some tools and some tips for you to prioritize your partner. That's so, so important. And if this is your person, then yes, you're going to improve this relationship by doing that. Nothing feels better to a person when they feel like they matter to their partner. That is amazing. That is one of the things I love about the word cherish, because I recently read a definition in the Gottman's book. It's called 8 Dates. And I definitely recommend couples. I'm going to talk about that in every one of these episodes. If you are coupled, if you are married, please get the 8 Dates book by John and Julie Gottman. It's amazing. That is required reading for all couples. It's fun. It has all these activities in it. It's great. It's great. But in that book, it talks about, they gave a really great descriptive definition of the word cherish. And it just made me melt. I was like, wow, that's the word. That's what I've been looking for all this time, is to feel truly cherished. And it was basically this idea that when your partner just truly believes that you matter, when your partner prioritizes you, and when your partner knows how special you are and how they don't want to lose you, like you're so special, you're so unique, that's what cherishing is. Like they recognize, right, the value that you bring, and they wouldn't do anything to ruin that. They wouldn't do anything to have something happen to that. And I was like, man, that's what I've been looking for all this time. So cherish, that's my word now. Cherished. You want to feel cherished by your partner. Okay. And you want to appreciate all that they bring and who they are. So prioritize your partner. Talk about this. Talk about how you feel prioritized, how they feel prioritized. This is a great conversation for you all to have. I hope this was helpful to all my ladies who are in relationships. And if you are interested in couples coaching, I most definitely do that. I love doing that via Zoom or Doxy.me or Magnify. I have a couple different platforms that I use to do couples coaching. And I would love to talk with the both of you about how to make your relationship better. Or ladies, it could just be you and I, if you want me to give you some tips or tools on how to make your relationship or marriage better. This is something that you are not going to share with him. You're just going to do it and see how things get better. See how things improve. Or if anything, he's going to notice that you're different. Something's different. And that's a good thing. We want to shake things up every now and again. Ladies, thank you so much for listening today. And I hope this information was helpful. And as always, stay open to love.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast episode. If you are enjoying this podcast, please leave me a 5-star rating and review. Your ratings and reviews help me to continue to bring you more great content. Head on over to YouTube and check out the Better Love Movement channel. There's more video content there, and you can subscribe to be notified when a new video is posted. If you have a question that you would like to have answered on the podcast or in a YouTube video, please send it to me at info@betterlovemovement.com. You can also connect with me directly on the Magnify app to have your dating and relationship questions answered. That's MAGNIFI, and it's available on iOS and Android. You get your first 5 minutes for free. So give me a call and let's chat.